Hello, I'm Laura Siren, President and CEO of Diabetes Canada. I am deeply grateful for everyone who supported Diabetes Canada in 2022. Diabetes is one of the fastest growing chronic conditions nationwide. Today, there are 11.9 million people living with diabetes or pre-diabetes in Canada. That's 1 in 3 of us, and it's not slowing down. Our vision here at Diabetes Canada is a world free of the effects of diabetes, and that vision has taken on a new urgency. Your partnership and generosity have enabled us to advocate for better access to diabetes care, send more kids to DCAMs, and fund more research to improve treatments, and ultimately find a cure to end diabetes. Here are some incredible milestones our community saw this past year. As the go-to place for diabetes knowledge and connection, we added more digital content, including more webinars and podcasts, and we integrated our information resources to make it easier for people of all abilities to learn about managing their diabetes. We continued to hold our Type 1 and Type 2 diabetes conferences virtually, which allowed people across Canada to access the information that interested them the most. For the first time since COVID began, children living with Type 1 diabetes returned in person to all 9 of our DCAMs. And we opened our new medical center at Camp Huronda, made possible through the generous support from Novo Nordisk Canada, demonstrating their continued commitment to the Type 1 diabetes community. It's now easier for people living with diabetes to qualify for the disability tax credit. And the federal government tabled the National Framework for Diabetes, a roadmap that will help federal and provincial governments address the diabetes epidemic in our country. That framework is a culmination of more than 6 years of work by Diabetes Canada, along with our donors, stakeholders, and many partners. The tabling of the framework says to people living with diabetes, like me, that there's going to become a comprehensive plan in place to address the growing impact of the diabetes crisis across Canada. We also saw a renewed focus from our volunteers, donors, and researchers. Your voices are being heard. Important changes are happening, and together we're moving closer to ending diabetes. But we know there's more work to be done in 2023. We're prioritizing equitable access to diabetes care, particularly for the equity-seeking communities which are impacted disproportionately by diabetes. We'll continue to advocate for affordable access to diabetes medications, devices, and supplies. We'll work towards eliminating stigma and discrimination against people with diabetes. And we'll do all of this while funding research to better manage diabetes and ultimately find a cure. We have a lot to accomplish, and I know that Diabetes Canada's dedicated volunteers, advocates, donors, staff, and board members will get the job done. Join us by lending your support or voice to help people living with diabetes live healthy lives. Every step forward we take together is a step closer to our vision, a world free of the effects of diabetes.